Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Hunter Elliott here, rangehot.com. You probably recognize Barbara, my mama. She's been in a bunch of my videos. She's helped me with a lot of reviews. She does a lot of shooting. And I've got her today on camera to tell a story about something that happened to her when she was a youngin'. And it's all come about, and y'all remember Sweet Pea. Hey, Sweet Pea. It's all come about one evening. I was over at Grandmama's, her mama, and we were having supper. And I had gotten another speeding ticket, which was not terribly uncommon. And I had gotten another speeding ticket. Mama was kind of getting on me a little bit about it, which she should. Sweet Pea, y'all remember how she is. Just relax, baby. Mama was kind of getting on me a little bit about it, which she should have. However, Grandmama piped up and said something along the lines of, "But now, Barbara, you remember when you was a young?" And then, oh, I hadn't heard this story. And so then here comes Grandma and Granddaddy, and they kind of held Mama's feet to the fire a little bit to tell this story that she's fixing to share with y'all. So, Mom, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. I was raised on a rather large tobacco farm. So Dad had a gas tank installed so that we would have gas available when we needed it, and it would be more convenient.
This is for the tractors and different equipment and that sort of stuff.
And the planters and things. So, and all the vehicles as well. And Daddy had several big trucks because he had several sawmills going. So anyway, Daddy purchased his gas from City Service here in Raleigh. Well, for some reason, the gas was being used, or Dad figured he was buying more gas than it should be for the equipment to be using. And
the big tank was being emptied a lot quicker than it usually should have been.
And he couldn't figure out why. So he had all his equipment tested. Everything was went over. It was all running efficient. He had his cars checked. Oh, everything was okay. So he called the serviceman at the City Service distributor. They came out. They checked all the hoses. They checked all the lines. Could find no leaks, no anything. So the only thing left to do was to dig up the tank. And they just knew they were going to find a leak. Well, much to everyone's surprise, there was not a leak in that gas tank.
So they checked out all the vehicles, checked out all the supply lines on the tank, checked out the tank, went so far as dug the tank up, and couldn't find any problems anywhere. Weird, right?
Weird. So, and in an unrelated manner, we were having really hard time keeping rear tires on my car because I drove a 57 Chevrolet. So Dad bought Dunlap tires, and he would buy them from the distributor because we were buying so many. And Daddy had tires on all the vehicles, and so he got with one distributor. So he had the man to come out. First, he had the rear end checked on my car. He had my car gone over with everything possible to make sure there was nothing running wrong with the car. When they found everything was fine with the car, then he called the Dunlop man. The Dunlop man, they sent the tires off. They had them tested because the tread was just not lasting. So Dad got so upset. Then they had the big man from the corporate headquarters come down because something was not right. They weren't lasting the mileage that they should. They never could figure out why those tires were not getting good mileage.
Now this was only on your car, right?
Yes.
So all the other tires were fine on all the other cars, trucks, and equipment. Everything's fine. This is just the rear tires on your car.
So they kind of thought maybe something was going on undiagnosed with the car.
Right, which they had checked out, and it was all good to go.
So, of course, Daddy was baffled, and he was about halfway upset because he just knew it had to be the tires. Well, I was a teenager, and I didn't want Mom and Dad to worry about me, and unknowingly to them, on weekends I would trailer my car to the drag strip in Charlotte. I couldn't race locally, of course, so every weekend I'd go to Charlotte. Well, one weekend they were resurfacing it and they closed it. So I decided I'd go to a local drag strip. It was just one weekend. Well, what are the chances?
What's the chances?
Yes. So, and as you remember, or back in those days, they wrote your class on your windshield, and you pulled up. I was in the left lane, and the guy pulled up on the right. Well, for some reason, he was either disqualified or he pulled out. They pulled the next car in. And when I looked, it was my first cousin. And what made it even worse is I beat him in that race. Well, he couldn't wait to get back home to tell my daddy, because he beat me back home, to tell my daddy that I've been racing at the drag strip. Well, my dad approached me, I'll put it that way, with the idea of had I been racing that car. And I told him once in a while.
Once in a while.
Once in a
Every
while.
now and again.
Not often. Just not. I didn't. I just said every once in a while. And at that point, Daddy decided I needed to take a separation from my car for a while.
Okay, he figured out then you're burning the back tires off this car, and then using all this fuel. And but when the Dunlop man came, and then the guy from City Service came to inspect the tanks, and you didn't bother to mention any of this beforehand.
Oh no, I didn't want to worry my parents.
Of course not.
No, teenagers, they would be worried if I was on a drag strip and traveling all the way to Charlotte every weekend. No.
So, y'all, I'm telling you, this is the God's honest truth, because I was sitting there with Grandma and Granddaddy, and Mama's telling this story, and Grandma goes, and you remember, and this has happened. So she told this right in front of her Mom and Daddy, my Grandma and Granddaddy, and so I sat there. Now, I got in a little bit of trouble when I was a youngin', drag racing and racing my old hot rod Mustang, and I've had a handful of speeding tickets over the years when I was young, and so I guess I just come by it honest. Well, Mama, I really do appreciate you and Sweet Pea over here taking time. Now, Sweet Pea is my cat, but we're over here at Mama's house right now. We're going to do some shooting in a little while, working on some gun videos. Sweet Pea is my cat, but as soon as she can get out the door, she goes over here to Mama's house and hangs out all day. And I know that I couldn't figure out what was going on with Sweet Pea while she was just, she wouldn't come home till dark. And so I come over here one day and Mama's cutting up tuna fish and wet cat food and just spoiling my kitty cat. So I guess right now we're co-owners, and it might get to the point where I got to sign the title over to Sweet Pea back to my mama. Anyway, so y'all, that's it. We're gonna get back on the gun reviews here. Mama's told this story a whole lot, me growing up, and I love to hear it. And I thought, y'all have kind of got to know my mama somewhat through a lot of the gun videos. Y'all see her out shooting, and she's helped me a lot. So I figured this might be worth sharing to all y'all out there that follow my channel. So anyway, that's about all I got, y'all. We're going to get back to the gun reviews and that sort of thing, but I thought this would be a nice change of pace. So again, Mama, we appreciate your time and your candor on drag racing when you was a youngin'.
But remember, I always kept Mom and Dad in mind first. I didn't want to worry them, so I didn't share everything with them until I had to.
Great advice. Maybe not. All right, Mama, thank you so much.
Thank you.